All right, we are live. Welcome back to Class&Cool, where we check out classic and cool classical MMORPGs like Everquest, Project Quorum, P99, Monsters and Memories, some Pantheon Rise of the Fawn. Hopefully it comes out soon. And today, of course, the star of the show is Adrullan Online Adventures. Got my coffee brewed, super late night, and the family movie night is over. So now I have some time for myself. And yeah, exciting times. It really is exciting times when you think about it. I mean, I look back even 5 years. We're in 2025, if you can believe it. 2020 happened when we were all stuck at home and work from home started. And looking back at it now, you know, I had like mixed expectations for Pantheon, but I've always been patient with that since 2014 or 14, I think, when I first heard about the project from Brad McQuaid. But there's always been a lacking of classically inspired MMORPGs, and very few devs even would try to do it. Embers Adrift did a great job capturing that feeling. Still going strong today. I think they got out of early access and into full 1.0 release. But for me, I'm more of an Everquest kind of guy. I'm an old school D&D type of guy, Lord of the Rings kind of guy. And we haven't seen much of that at all. So it makes me very excited that here in 2025, we have Monsters and Memories coming into early access, hopefully Q1 of 2026. We have Adrullan Online Adventures, which also has a similar type of vibe with the Dungeons and Dragons, you know, elves and, you know, dark elves, ogres and trolls, etc. Type of theme. It's a fun time, to say the least. So this is a community alpha playtest. If you missed part 1 yesterday, day 1, super tired. I got a lot more energy today, and the first like 20 minutes of the stream was pretty scuffed. So hopefully we're not going to experience any issues, but all of them were on my end and not so much on the other side. So good to see you, Classic Everquest, in the chat. If you're still around, great seeing you here as usual. I think I saw you go live today. If you haven't already, the rest of you guys, search for Classic Everquest. That's the YouTube channel name. Great channel. And you know, it's kind of funny. We share the same logo. We both have the old school 1999 Everquest logo, which used to be the desktop icon, as our profile pic. So when I saw it, I was like, oh snap, kindred spirit. Anyways, all right, without further ado, I guess let's hop on in and have some fun today. So here's my buddy Klaus. He's a level 3 Beastwarden. We made it over to the city of Leont yesterday. Before that, we were hanging out in the Dryad half-elf forest. I think it's home to the half-elves, but for those that don't know, the Dryads are like your typical wood elves. About a year ago, back when Adrullan Online was known as Evercraft, I played a druid, and it was very fun. But yeah, today we're playing a human Beastwarden. So there you go. So let's hop in. Let's transition to some... All right. Turn off everything else I got going on in the background. And let's go ahead and start our adventure. Classic Everquest said, I should be able to stay awake tonight. I finished the last hour of last night's stream earlier. Oh, dang. Yeah, I was listening to some of the shenanigans we got into yesterday while I was running errands today. So, you know, while I'm always going to be self-critical and, call out stuff, it was still a pretty fun adventure. So hopefully we will have more of that today. So it is currently nighttime in Leont. I got my little wolf companion with me. Check my settings just to make sure nothing got changed overnight. And yesterday, for the first time, we experienced a little bit of lag because there was so many people in this city. I got a pretty beefy machine, and I spent quite a lot of money building the PC specifically to play Everquest Quorum. For anyone that's familiar with Everquest Quorum, that's a joke. You don't need a powerful PC to run Everquest Quorum. And the funny thing is, when I finished building my PC, the first thing I installed was Project Quorum, and it wouldn't run because I have an AMD machine. And there wasn't a patch out yet to fix the AMD CPU issue. So I had to do some workarounds, and then finally a Secrets got a patch out, and we were all grateful for it. And yeah, it was good times. All right, so let's do some pondering here. We made it to the city, great. I definitely want to gain some levels. I would like to fill out the gear slots because my armor class is literally 1. So I want to deck myself out a little bit. We upgraded our club, so humble beginnings. 8 damage, 3.2 second delay. We want to level up to level 4, and then we want to go and get our new spells. I also want to level up the companion. And from there, I want to do some exploration. We might get in a group, we might not. More likely than not, I want to do more soloing and just exploring and trying different things. Look, it's an early access. It's a community alpha playtest, right? So I don't want to get too stuck in the group world unless it's something captivating. If we can get into some kind of dungeon and like a low level dungeon and also get some fat loot out of it, I'm all for it. But we shall wait and see. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a star in the we have a star in the chat. I want everybody to take a bow, a curtsy, and a clap for Mr. Vontae. Let me see. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, we've got Vontae in the building. I haven't seen him on one of these streams in a long time. Vontae said, "Hey, bud, I'm stuck at work tonight. Thought I'd watch the stream while I drown. Sorry, while I drown in numbers. Well, hopefully you don't drown in numbers, man." Switchfoot said, "Can you level faster in this game compared to Eminem?" No. I mean, maybe. Honestly, it's hard. I'm very bad at being the judge of that because usually I'm the problem. The reason the leveling is slow is because of how painfully slow my playstyle is. I don't really min-max or do anything. I'm just like, oh, cool, look, a butterfly. And I'll get distracted for like an hour. So yeah, can't really answer that question, but it's definitely a slower pace. It's still that classic MMORPG leveling, so some will love it, some will hate it. Classic Everquest said, personally, I don't think so. Yeah, so in response, I think, to what Switchfoot was saying. Yeah, Vontae, I gotta embarrass you on the stream. No, that's cool. I'm glad you're here. Vontae said, I made a bard. Hopefully I can make time to play during the alpha test. Hopefully, you know, but I mean, oh man, I love the effects of the bard. Look at that. Just as you said it, look at this bard, man. Flex nuts. Oh gosh. Yeah, that looks really cool. I wouldn't mind playing a bard. Oh, I'm getting buffed up. What's this? Oath of protection. Upon uttering the words of this oath, you are blessed with increased AC and health. Oh, nice. So let's see. So we went from 1 AC to 9 AC and more health. All right. So lucky for us, we are coming up right to daytime. Let's start off by selling what we have, and I really don't want to keep this in my inventory. I have no idea what it's for. Now let's go sell. Kind of want to see what parkour. Nice. I used to love doing that in Everquest. I'm telling you, I've never been in here, so I refuse to deal with Beastwardens like you. You're really trying my patience. Wow, this chat box is just trying to hide from me reading it. What the heck? What is this? He's really making it hard for me. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say, pal. So who is this guy? Is he a rogue? Yeah, he's a rogue, clearly, with his beat it before I gut you just for talking to me. Jeez, this guy's a pleasant little guy. Rusty Garrick. Oh my gosh, I love these paintings, man. Good stuff. All right. That previous interaction makes me nervous. I hope this guy doesn't rip me off. So we're gonna sell. Clump of rabbit fur. Oh, you know what? We're not gonna sell that. And I'll tell you why. Let's see. Punish animal will grant you the ability to damage creatures. To that end, look at the skills, mastering it. Meditate. Oh, okay, so 1 clump of rabbit fur. So is this clump of rabbit fur or no? Clump of rabbit fur. Okay, I'm gonna turn this in for a quest. That's what I was double checking. Cloth bandage. Okay, let's sell this stuff here. All right, so we sold all that. Oh, and also we left off on a quest. So if we scroll down here. Lake of Lost Light. I'm pretty sure I went to Lake of Lost Night a year ago with Vontae. I think it's right here. Or it could be all the way over here. I mean, technically neither one of those is a lake. That's a lake. This is more like a gulf. This is like a river. Anybody know? That's a lake, I guess. Well, hopefully somebody sees this and chimes in later. Alright, so we sold our stuff. Let me see if we have any armor merchants. Man, I really love the aesthetic. And I think this is like some classic Everquest type of stuff. Like, I know that, I'm not sure about this. This looks very familiar from just artwork in general. This, I know it's a play on something else where, like, the dogs are sitting and playing cards. But EQ had a lot of these paintings, and I love them. If Zukin is listening, or ZBrushed, I want to definitely see more, like, of this stuff. Or I guess that would be more, like, oh gosh. is it Goblin that does the concept art? My brain's not working completely, so I apologize if I get that wrong, but I'm talking about M&M. You know, they have so much beautiful concept art. I'm sure they're doing sketches on the side. Definitely want to see a lot of random paintings. But yeah, I really like the way they're starting to like put it all together. They got their lighting, a couple drinks, Dipso Boozer. Okay. All right. So the blue sheep. Maybe they sell cloth armor here. Look at this, man. Look at this, man. This looks nice. Hold on. I'll take a moment to appreciate this. Yeah, that's getting annoying. They did a really good job. Goblin does concept. Yeah, Zukin I know, but okay. Vontae said, Goblin does the concept, Zukin sculpts his work into 3D Zukin. Yeah, so technically it would be a collaboration between Goblin and Zukin to get more paintings like this. Wait, are those eyes moving? Hold on, I'm going to look away. I'm going to look back. How creepy would that be if these eyes like follow you? Okay, so this is clearly some kind of cloth merchant. Yeah, there you go. So cotton. Oh no, I didn't want to buy that. What are you doing? Sorry. So what did I just buy? 1 armor class. Great. I wanted to see if he had anything else. You know what? Whatever. We'll start off with that. 1 gold. 2. I really want leather though. I mean, come on. I'm not like I'm not a soft little enchanter or wizard. I'm a Beastwarden. I should wear leather. Edmund sees your insufferable daydreaming and fetch me. Oh, pardon me, madame. I'm not a madame, but okay. It seems in my haste I mistook you for that foolish manservant of mine. Should you forgive me for erring, I shall find it in my heart to overlook a seeming commoner such as yourself, deigning to deigning. That's a word, right? I'm not going crazy. To distract me from my present occupation. Of course. Zook event Vontae, come on. In AOA, Vontae said, in AOA, did they add in a way to change keybinds yet? Of course. That's one of the first things I did when I logged in. So I think you can hit F8, or you can hit escape, and then go to options, and then go to controls, and then change key bindings. This is something I do every single time. I change it immediately to the same layout I have as in like monsters and memories. Like I get rid of the move left and the move right because that's technically strafe. Like I went over this yesterday and I just switch it up. So all right, I'm not gonna buy anything else because I really want to see if I can find. There you go, leather right there. Come on, boy. Oh, okay, that's why we're not buying it. 3 platinum. Okay. All right, I just got humbled. Okay, let's shut up and go get some cloth. Apologies to all the wizards and enchanters that I insulted. All right, so we got the worn cloth vest. The pants are 2. Buy those. We already have the gloves. The boots are 1. Helmet. Got a helmet. We're gonna switch this out. Look at this beautiful shirtless man. All these people are trying to steal my loot. Not today. All right. There you go. Look at us, man. We're starting to look fresh. Abante said, awesome. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do too. In reference to the keybinds, yeah. Vontae also said they didn't have it last time we tested. Drove me nuts. I'm pretty sure they had it. It probably was hidden behind something and not as easily accessible. But I don't know. I don't think who knows? Because I know I didn't make any of those changes on stream, so I could easily say it was there and just be completely making stuff up. So I'm not going to do that. All right, cotton workday, cotton. What else? Arms, back, face. I doubt we're going to get... Oh, right there. Cotton. Boom, got that. I knew it was hidden in there somewhere. Can I use a scythe or no? Warrior, Paladin, Hex Knight. Okay. Nice. Monsters and Memories design document. Definitely buying that. Gotta steal the secret sauce. Oh, there you go. Cotton workaday cuff. So we want to get 2 of these. Am I out of money? Oh my gosh, I was flexing too much. Okay, so we'll come back here and get these. There's 3 silver each. Is there a cloak? Is there a cloak? There's a fleece, but that's not it. Okay, so there's no cloak. So I want to come back and get the cuffs, and then we can move on with our little adventure. So I said this yesterday, and I say this a lot, but I can't stand MMOs that don't have first-person view. Like, there's nothing like that emerged. Like, you guys know how Oblivion just got remastered, right? And the FPV first-person view just looks so good on it. I mean, we all play like this. Like, we get it, right? Situational and awareness, like, it's the way to go. But when you just want to enjoy the town and, like, just feel like you're running with Wintan from former glory out for another adventure, it's there's no other way to experience it. It's not even like a hard ask. So many modern MMOs just don't let you do that. And I said it yesterday, and like, I'm not even asking to see this stuff. Like, if that's extra work for you to be able to see your own body, fine, just don't do it. Just let me at least zoom in so I can see through the vantage point of that. So a worn cloth, this is no drop. We're gonna destroy. So what is this? Can I read it? Oh man, okay, well, Monsters and Memories design doc. Just know that it's there, guys. Sorry, folks. I need to make sure. All right, my security system is armed. My phone is on. My cat is outside right now. All right, so Kel said, I crafted my own armor and weapons. The vendors are too expensive. Agreed. And honestly, if I was a little bit more focused, I'd be experimenting with that as well. Classic Everquest said, LOL, former glory is my guild on Quorum. I keep running into them on playtest by accident. I should probably be coordinating, but you know, that's awesome. We get a lot of these coincidences whenever I end up hanging out with you guys. Like, stuff just happens and falls into place. It's I love to see it. Look at us all decked out, man. Oh my gosh. Look at this, man. We just got a tattered loincloth. What are the chances of something like that dropping? I guarantee you that's not something that drops all the time. That's actually insane. I guarantee you it's just the devs. They're watching the stream and they're like, quick, make the leather drop so it looks cool. I'm just kidding. Alright, man. Let's find some more skellies. I'm gonna stay by the castle because I have a feeling more of them will spawn over here. Gotta go see what's by these stones. I feel like that might be a good place to find some skeletons. Look at my little companion running behind me. He's such a cute guy. Oh, a young gnoll and he's got a weapon? Let's go. Nice. We're gonna sell that. We're gonna feed that to our pet. Feed that to him. Happy Wolf. Does this guy need help? You good? You good, homie? Where is he? He's good. Yeah, so far nothing but good vibes from AOA. I do want to see if I can fix this. You see the draw distance here? I'm pretty confident with my my ability to see farther, so I really hope that they give us the ability to just like go ham. I don't know if that increases like server strain or if it's client side or server side, but hold on, let's check that out really quick. Head bob intensity. Okay. NPC shadow distance. I doubt that has anything to do with that. That's just shadow distance. Field of view, shadow distance, NPC view distance, VSync, all player corpses, corpse view distance. Now, see, that's not it. No, nothing here. And render scale has nothing to do with that either. That's just, I think that affects how far I can render like grass and stuff. Oh no. So look closely. Look at the grass. Everyone look. Ready? We're gonna do render scale to 2. Okay, it was working. There you go. So jump in between the two. So it actually really improves yeah, look at that. Yeah, we're doing that. And what about this? What does the fidelity super resolution do? Oh, it like makes it sharper. Okay, so let's max this out. I can't really tell the difference that much. Hold on, let me look at something close up like this flower. I can't tell the difference. I'm just going to leave it off. All right. So we got some crabs over here. Good stuff. That music was a little loud, so we are going to turn our music back down because I want to have the ambient noise. So the goal right now is to find some skeletons. Did that dude just drop dead? Oh man. Does this guy need help? Peevish. Oh yeah. He's getting wrecked. Yeah, they're all dead. I mean, anytime I see that, I try to hop in and help as soon as possible, but it was too little too late. I did get a little bit of a lag spike there. But this is still very smooth. This is very playable. There's 218 players. Oh, it says too many players to list, so it's 218 players right now. I wonder if that's zone-wide or is that server. I don't think 218 players is server-wide. I think that's just for like this zone. Oh, I'm aggroing everything. Where's my pet? Where's Fluffy? Oh my gosh, he's so small. You gotta level up, man. Alrighty. Lotus pelts, so we got some pelts. What is that on the ground? Is that a cake? What is this? What is this? I want to pick it up. What is it? You're interrupting me, buddy. It looks like a little present on the ground. Oops. Scrap. No. Okay. What is this? I'm right clicking. I'm clicking. Oh, it's no poo. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I can't do anything to it. All right. Yeah, you know, one thing I never even asked, like, how long has this game been in development? Oh, Classic Everquest said, no poo, just kidding. I believed you. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I remember in Everquest, you used to find poop. I don't remember where it was, but it was, I think it was high pass hold or high pass keep. I'm sure it was more than just that, but there was definitely poop found in places. But yeah, every time I hop on a playtest like this, it really feels the question I have is like, man, they're doing a great job. I wonder how long they've been developing this, because it's really coming together. So there's a Moss Trooper camp here. That would be pretty cool if this was Moss Trooper boss. Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, we don't want that. We actually just want some skeletons, so I'm gonna keep running in this direction to see what's up. Classic Everquest said, "Nah, I'm just kidding. I see them around though, and don't know either." Oh, okay, there you go. Classic Everquest said, "Haha, the famous Freeport poop pile." I was wondering how long it's been in devs as well, or if there's a. Sorry, that was a separate thought. I was wondering how long it's been in development as well, or if there is an estimated release. Yeah, as far as like what we were just talking about. Oh, that's Red, and he's like ready to attack. We are not supposed to be here. All right, so we're not gonna find any skeletons here, folks. So there's definitely some an occasional stutter like there. It's got to be something on the server side though. Fortunately, it's not frequent enough to be annoying, but I hope I don't jinx myself. Yeah, the Freeport poo pile is great. All right, so these guys are doing this. I really we're gonna find an undead camp. I have a good feeling about that. But we might end up somewhere completely different. What I will say is I think we have enough to sell right now. We're gonna sell all this and we're gonna get those the wrist armor. So along with the buff, which we have 5 more minutes on the buff, we're up to 16 armor class. So that's without the without that buff, if I remember correctly, so I had 1 without the buff. The buff added like 8. So I should end up with 8 AC after the buff wears off, I think. If I'm remembering correctly and if I'm got my math right. Look, it's Gandalf. Fridge and freezer. I can already tell that this is going to be a lot more of a mainstream type MMO just by the names. I think even though it's a classic MMO, there's a lot more people that are tolerant of it. And I think part of it is the art style that's attracting, you know, the common MMORPG player, which is a good thing. I mean, modern MMORPG players have been complaining for years about the same stuff that we've been talking about. The only problem is that instead of looking at what the real issue is, they're just like, no, like, you guys are stuck playing your 1999 Everquest, y'all dumb. It's like, all right, dude, sure, whatever you say, but you're going to be disappointed with your next AAA MMORPG release, like, every single time. But I think people are starting to see the light, so let's sell. As a matter of fact, I know people are starting to see the light because the complaining has gotten so intense on this that people are just fed up. I actually watched the stream today. I'm going to try to remember what it is, and then I'll tell you what it is. Boom. Yes. All right, we're decked out. Let's go. Let's see. A classic Everquest said, I was looking for an undead camp as well, and I didn't find it before logged off. I too get the occasional frame drop lag spike thing. Yeah. And so far, I've only really noticed it over here by the city. And I am going to have to refill my coffee in a second, so let me see here. Okay, so the video that I'm talking about is called why, if anyone wants to YouTube this later, why WoW players are switching to old school RuneScape. And so you can watch that video, and I recommend you go check it out yourself. And you can also watch Asmongold's reaction to it. And the reason I say specifically that, because he was repeating the exact same thing that us classic MMORPG players have been talking about for years. Like, you would think watching him talk that the next sentence coming out of his mouth would be, and that's exactly why I'm excited for Monsters and Memories. That's exactly why I'm excited for Adrullan Online. Instead of crapping on these indie projects like he has been, and granted, I don't know what he has or hasn't been doing. I think the last time somebody brought up like a classic MMORPG, he was just like, what is this, dog? What is this, yo? Is this a joke? It's like, I think that's besides the point. But when you see mainstream streamers like that acknowledging everything we've been saying for years, acknowledging that the modern MMO space is dead, that any new games are coming out that are trash, and not only that, but also that games like WoW, I mean, why do you think people go to they go to classic WoW and hardcore? It's because that's what they really want to experience. They want to have a unforgiving and a social world where you depend on each other, that you're not like the god of the server, where you can like spec out multi-class, have the best gear, you can kite mobs, you can nuke mobs, you can heal yourself. Like, you can do it all. Like, who needs a healer? You can do it. Even though you chose a warrior, somehow you know how to heal yourself, you can teleport yourself, you can do it all. I think people are sick of that. They want a real, like, in a single player game, sure, Oblivion, sure. I mean, we have games like that. I mean, we have Expedition 33, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, we have some really good RPGs, and some of them are also online. But that's not what makes a lot of these MMORPGs great. They'll be great for about a week, a month, maybe a year. But once people min-max their way to the top, beat the end game, and they're like, all right, what else is there? Oh, nothing? Okay, uninstall. Happens every single time. I mean, why spend millions of dollars on something like that if people are gonna, if the game is gonna be dead in a year anyways? So I'm behind. I was looking for an undead camp. Yeah. And then J. Michael Old said, yeah, I know gamers don't know what they actually want. I think you're right about them waking up. Only took them 2 decades. Yep. Kel said, wow. WoW was a two-edged sword. It both gave attention to MMOs and also ruined the genre. Yeah, and I loved WoW when it first came out. I mean, I had a choice between EverQuest 2 and WoW. I played both, and I had a lot more fun in WoW. I mean, a lot. And especially me, because I grew up playing Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3. I love the story, the lore, everything. Zug Zug. Like, I still have ready to work. I still have like the sounds from the old school RTS is stuck in my head. So when they announced that it's like, all right, forget real-time strategy games. You're actually gonna be, you know, whatever, fill in the blank. You know what I mean? For me, that was like, oh, heck yeah. I'm getting teleported into the world. I can't wait. And it was great. And I think I played all up until that expansion where they kind of ripped the world apart. After that, I think I tried it, and it was so unfamiliar, and I just didn't feel like continuing the game, and I just didn't play after that. And I was done with it. Okay, hold on, time out. So this is a river. This is a moss, because I got a quest. No, I don't think this is. I don't think that this is the camp we're looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. I'm getting these lag spikes. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Pretty cool. On that note, I'll be right back. I need to refill my coffee. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Sorry about that. Full disclosure, I might be doing that a few times because my coffee gets cold really quick in this cup. So I kind of have to drink it and then refill it and then drink and refill. I'll try to do it like as rarely as possible, like maybe once every 30 minutes. So we are officially at night, in the darkness of night. What are these guys hunting? Oh, they're hunting these guys. Cool. Cool beans. Let me catch up. I wish I had... Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. Yeah, I know gamers don't know what they want. Yeah, I saw that from you, Jay. Kel said, wow, was a two-edged sword. I read that. J. Michael said, LOL, I just saw that and had the same thought, which coming from him is very interesting. Yeah, the fact that Asmongold was saying like all the stuff that we've been saying for years, it was very interesting. I forgot who the other streamer is. He's like the wholesome streamer. He played Pantheon a lot. He has his kids join the stream sometimes. I know who he is. I watch his streams. I just can't remember his name. He had some words about Eminem, but I think he's coming around, and I'm curious to know if he played Adrullan Online. J. Michael Old said, I wish I had a weapon. I can see my house. A classic Everquest said, I love clicking on the NPCs in a Warcraft 2 a bunch until they get annoyed and talk smack. Yep, I remember that. J. Michael said, haha, for sure. Monte said, I think the largest issue with old gamers being indecisive is mostly due to divide of players who want the old days back exactly how it was, unchanged. Monte said, and the other half wants something new, but the same experience. Yeah, and I think we can have, both things can be right. We can have it both ways. Like, we can emulate games and have it the old way exactly the same. We can also have a modern twist, keep the stuff that works, add some quality of life, but fast travel isn't quality of life. Like, you can't tell me that in EverQuest 1999, they didn't know what fast travel was. You had the Elder Scrolls game that had that huge... and this is not in response to anything you said, Vontae, but I'm just going to say it. Like, some people say there's no fast travel or this. It's like, well, it's a feature, not a bug. You know, fast travel has existed since the 80s, since the 90s. Like, it's not like a technical wonder to achieve fast travel. It's just some games have it, some games don't. And technically, EverQuest always had fast travel. You just needed a druid or a wizard to port you, right? Or you needed a soul, right? And that's a form of fast travel, you know. But just like click to teleport, and it's like, if a game doesn't have that, then it's a antiquated old game that is broken in every way. It's like, yeah, I mean, yo, look at this guy, brittle bones of gentry carpet. He's red, and I can't even see what level he is. Yeah, but yeah, I think you can have it both ways. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't attack us. I think the largest issue and the other half. J. McOld said, Duke Nukem had some great one-liners. Shadow Warrior 2. All the games back then did. The campy 90s culture made for it, I think. Yeah, we had a very fun time in the 90s. It was very chill and relaxed. 90s movies were good. 90s shows were good. 90s music was good. Everything about the 90s was good. And I'm not even looking at the 90s in rose-colored glasses. I was a young kid, and I was exposed to a lot of the grown-up stuff because my brother was 5 years older than me. Like, it was really good, you know? Even the corny stuff, like the Backstreet Boys and the NSYNCs of the world, even that was good compared to the slop we get today when it comes to, like, girl pop. You're all I ever wanted. You're all I ever needed. Oh, yeah. So tell me what to do now when I want you back. Dun, dun, dun. Yo, what the heck? Oh man, I'm gonna get wrecked for that. I'm sorry. But it was like catchy. It was like the beat was nice, and then Eminem was crazy, man. I remember when my little brain got exposed to the Marshall Mathers LP. I think I was like in fourth, fifth, or sixth grade. It's like, what the heck is it? As a kid, like talking about unaliving his wife is just like oh man, the age we grew up in. Like vulgarity has always been around, but that it was like a different level of vulgarity. It was just like, hey, let's make a mainstream artist go on the radio talking about some crazy stuff like that. Vante said, I think fast travel should be a privilege feature. For example, if you had to be a certain level and quest completed to use Nexus Spires in original EQ. By the way, I love the Nexus Spires. I'm glad you brought that up, Vante. When Luckland came out, I think that was a great addition because it didn't eliminate the need for druids or wizards, but it gave you. And by the way, because the Spires was more like a boat, like the same way you had to go to Freeport or Butcher Block and you had to wait for the boat, you had to wait for the Spires. That was a very smart way, in my opinion, as the world became larger and fast travel was needed more and more. I think the Spires was a very smart thing. The books from Plane of Powers killed it for me, personally. I think they should have just kept the Spires, maybe added some more kind of stuff like that. But just the books and instant teleport, it just like, I get it. It's cute. It's a book. It came out of nowhere. Like, I'm sure there's lore behind it, but it pulled me out of the game really bad. And I'm sure a lot of people will disagree, and that's cool, but it's just like my personal experience. My lived experience was I was not a fan of it. And the very next thing Vontae said, or even plane of knowledge, yeah, the POK access could have worked the same way, would have been a better option. Yeah. I understand they wanted to address friends grouping and such, but it wasn't like it was impossible, just difficult. I'm a big supporter of removing difficulty for ease of access. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like, imagine me coming back to EQ. I think I had like a Wood Elf Warrior, and I was camped in Greater Feydark in Kelethin. Imagine me coming back around the Plane of Power era, and Greater Feydark was empty, man. There was no new players. There was like everyone was in the plane of knowledge. Everyone was like somewhere else or in a hub city, but Kelethin was no longer it. It was. Whoops! It was a sad state of affairs. Monte said, "I understand they wanted to address friends." Yeah, I read that. I'll read it again. I understand that they wanted to address friends grouping and such, but it wasn't like it was impossible, just difficult. I'm not a big supporter of removing difficulty for ease of access. I see you corrected that, so that's why I wanted to reread it. You're not, I'm not a big supporter of removing difficulty for ease of access. Yeah, exactly. It's still, I mean, it's part of the game loop, right? It's part of the community. And that's exactly what Asmongold was talking about. He was talking about how this is what made WoW great back then. People relied on each other, and travel is a great example of how people relied on each other in EverQuest. And by the way, I think World of Warcraft approached fast travel in a brilliant way, letting you get on a griffin and see the world underneath of you. You can literally see other players running around. I thought that was really cool. I mean, it was more of a linear MMO, so I think it worked perfect for it. Would it work for a game like EverQuest? Maybe in a limited capacity somewhere, somehow, but it worked for a while. All right, let's turn this quest in. Yeah, I thought that was a very good video. I don't do reaction videos, but I thought that was an appropriate time to do a reaction video because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, we got Monsters and Memories, we got Adrullan Online, we have Pantheon, we have all these games soon to come out or go into early access. At least I shouldn't say soon, they're coming out. Early access around the corner. And when you have somebody as prominent as him coming from the WoW community and saying what we've been saying, I think it's very important to address that. I wonder if I can give all of them at once. Nice. Cool. So we did that. Let's go ahead and sell our stuff. A dull hatchet. Okay, where are we at? So we got 9 silver. We are 50% of the way. Oh, Rescue Companion is a level 2 skill that I don't have yet. Rescue Companion, it's kind of like a taunt, but in reverse. I kind of want it the other way around. I want a taunt for my pet. I want my pet to be able to taunt. And so far, I haven't seen that. I see pet attack, pet back off, pet banish. I don't see a taunting option. So maybe that's something that is a skill I have to unlock. I don't know. Coffee's getting cold. I need to drink it before it gets cold. Be nasty. I understand the need for POK, but I felt it should have been. Vante said, I understood the need for plane of knowledge, but I felt like it should have been for high levels. J. Michael Old said, I think the old school MMOs did some amazing things, but it was mostly incidental. Coming back to the genre with games like this, we have the opportunity to really master what makes them awesome. I wouldn't be so worried about getting stuck in the past. I think the larger MMO community will change their tune when they see a more modern example of these concepts in action. Yeah, Vante said, I agree completely. Vante said, I've played EQ for 20 plus years now, and there isn't much I haven't done in that game at this point. I love M&M as a project because it's going to let me enjoy the game that I love with an entire new world. And AOA, Adrullan Online Adventures, is my bridge to that with my kids. That's exactly like we're on the exact same wavelength. That's the way it is with me. Like, I can't wait to show my kid this, because as somebody that has played Minecraft and stuff like that, he's gonna love the art style. It's gonna be very easy for him to digest. But we're gonna expose him to an MMORPGs the way, in our opinion, they should be. So yeah, I'm super excited about that, and it's fun times, man. It's like a gateway game. He's red. That's dangerous. Tracker Bodale is friendly to me. Let me see if he has a quest. I'm busy right now. I have no time for pleasantries. You don't look busy. You look like you're just walking around. Yeah, my son is really into like engineering. He's really into design. He like game development. The other day he was asking me about doing animation, so he wants to do some animations on the computer and all this stuff. He drew some mobs for Monsters of Memory, so he was doing that, and yeah, he's into all the stuff that I was into as a kid, only I didn't have access to them. Or at least I had less access. I shouldn't say I didn't have access, because if I didn't have access to something, I made sure I got access. One way or another. Wild Matriarch. All of these are neutral, so they shouldn't attack me. Wild Adolescent Bear. Null Fisher. Oh, he's red. Okay, all of these nulls are red. I need to be careful. these are red. We're not going to fight any of these. Yeah, I'm going to focus on getting to level 3, 4. Because I do want to, you know, before the playtest is over, we got, you know, today is technically Sunday. If you're on West Coast, then technically this is still Saturday for you guys. It's still Saturday for me, even though I'm on the East Coast. But Sunday is the last day for this playtest, and I do want to kind of see what else is out there. Because I really haven't gotten a feel for the Beastwarden yet. I mean, you know, we got the pet, obviously. But I want to see what more can we do with him? Like, what kind of nukes does... crap. You know what? I'm going to take this dude. Let's back up. Where's my pet stuff? I need to keep this somewhere where I can see it. Pet back off. Okay. How do I select my pet? Okay. What is that horrid sound? I was actually about to ask you that question. Right now I have my volume levels. Since the music's not playing, I have like the volume levels equal with my voice. Is the sound effects a jarring? Like, is it loud right now? Or is it better when it's down to like 3/4 of the way, like this? But to answer your question, that's what gnolls sound like. Oh, Lake of Lost Light. Folks, we found it. So this is it. This is where we need to be. So there you go, Lake of Lost Light. Unfortunately, not all Beastwardens are as lucky as you. Investigate this and return to me with proof of the moss troopers. So somewhere in this area, we can find some moss troopers. These are not it. Brozo. I think this group over here was fighting them. What are they fighting over there? Are they fighting gnolls or... No, they're fighting gnolls. Those are gnolls. What's that harsh sound? J. Mike also said, no, it's fine. It was some kind of creature. Ah, gnolls. Yeah, it was the gnolls. It just... Now, I'm usually... Oh, look. Here we go. Oh, we're going to loot all this stuff. Human kidney. Jeez, dude. So he's yellow to me. He's good. He doesn't need my help. Okay, we're not gonna loot his stuff. So I want to come here and investigate really quick, and hopefully I don't get killed. Okay. All right. So there's nothing here I'd necessarily need to click on. Hunter. He's yellow to me. Rex. That's probably who I need to loot. All right. I'm going to risk it all really quick. Oh, wait. Right there. What is this? This is for a quest. Oh, run away. Run away. Oh, God. All right. Let's back up. No. Back up. They're going to spawn. Back up. Come on. There you go. Now let's fight them. This guy's yellow to me, so let's see how well we fix this. Oh yeah, this is why I need taunt, dude. He's crushing me. I'm at 31 health. Let me see if I can bandage myself. Oh, never mind, we're good. Yeah, we really need a pet taunt. Okay, so thicker core, we don't need that. Hey there. I believe one of my Beastwarden quests is here. Mind if I join you? Let's see if he wants to join up. Cosbo. If you prefer to solo, that's cool. Cosbo. Just may want to pick a mob or two. Okay, alright. So let's back up. So rib bone, bits of snake head. Let me put this over here. I don't need this right here. Human kidney. Let's give this to the Beastwarden. To the pet, I mean. Bloodstained bearskin. Bloodstained bearskin. Bloodstained bearskin. Class Beastwarden. That's what we need. We got it. We got the quest item. Yeah, no, we got it. Now let's head back and turn in our quest. Let's see if we can loot some of this stuff while we're here. It doesn't seem like he's really looting this stuff, so I'm just gonna help myself. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, you're right. It did sound like a hag. The gnolls. Cool, so we just completed our quest, and we're gonna head back and see if we can get some stuff for it. And this is, by the way, like my progression, you know, when I log in after a long day or whatever, you know, these little bits of progression is what makes my day, you know, where I log in and, you know, I make a goal, I make a plan. I know everyone else does similar things. And as long as I achieve or at least edge myself closer to that goal, it makes for a very good game loop. You know, you end up logging off after 1, 2, 3 hours, and you're like, yeah, I feel accomplished. You know, and from the outsider looking in, it's like, well, you didn't gain a level, or you didn't get in a major group. It's like, yeah, you're right, I didn't. I created some. I created some, you know, specific goals, and sometimes you're gonna end up doing more stuff, but other times not so much. I mean, we got in a group yesterday without even trying. I was just standing there and they invited me. That's a funny name. All right, anyways. Yeah, so I'm looking at the character count right now. So it looks like when we were in the city and we did the search/who, there was about 230 people. Right now, I just did it, there's 38 players. So I think it's based on the region. Like this zone, in this area, there's like 40 people. In the city at that time, there was 240 people. That's a pretty hefty number. I mean, for a alpha playtest, that's pretty decent. All right, bloodstained bearskin. Yes. Okay, cool. While our worst fears have been realized, these moss troopers are even worse than the gnolls. With gnolls, their viciousness is part of their nature, but the moss troopers, they actively choose to behave this way, making their actions all the more despicable. But at least the companion's energy has been reclaimed by the woods. Unfortunately, this only serves to further confirm what I had feared about this mystery. The Moss Trooper Hunter's brazen act of slaying the companion of one of our Beastwardens so close to Greenwood cover is bold even for them. It would seem the whispers of them killing bears in the area to supply the coalition are not entirely unfounded. Why else would they risk such a bold move unless the bear hides fetch them a good bag of coin? We must send a message to the coalition before more damage is done. While we are not violent by nature, there are times when violence becomes the only way to deliver a message. We must locate the coalition's contact among the moss troopers, slay them, and place their head upon a pike as a warning. A clear sign that they must not meddle with us or our lands. Locate. I cannot say for certain where the envoy might be found, but if I were to guess, it would likely be within the bandit headquarters near Allard Fork. That is where the moss troopers conduct their operations, making it the most logical place to search. I would not recommend you attempt to investigate here at this time, although your spirit is willing. You need more experience before this is anything but certain death. All right, so yeah, we're not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you what we are going to do. I want to go back to that camp because the level yellows were pretty easy. And now we have enough money for this. Rescue companion. I hope that's not a one-time use thing. That would be crazy. Cause an enemy to focus on your companion if that enemy is attacking you. Oh, so there you go. There's the taunt skill I was talking about. So it's level 5. Cool. Alright, so we got our armor class up to 10. Answers my question from earlier. So we're going to head back up there to that camp. We're going to go ahead and find some of these bandits or whatever. I think that guy will have no problem with me taking some of those. I mean, it's a large camp. I don't think he can claim that whole thing. I'm sure he can, but it really depends. If you can't take the whole camp, like consistently, I think sharing the camp is a no-brainer. I think it would only be camp stealing if I came in with my group and he had his group and then completely took it over. And I did ask him. I sent him a whisper, so technically I let him know in advance that I'm going to be picking some of the mobs that he's fighting right now. Just common courtesy. By the way, fun fact unrelated to this game. I noticed that we are at 498 subscribers. It was 497 about like an hour ago. We're at 498 subscribers. So we're like 2 away from 500. I don't count subscribers. I don't count viewers. I don't pay attention to any of that. I'm just here to have fun and have a good conversation. But I just wanted to say, that's pretty cool, dude. Thank you. just having 500 souls interested in what we're doing here is really cool for me. Like, that's a big number for me. And I'm very humbled by it. Okay, so as long as he can keep aggro, there should be some good XP for us. Yeah, no, for sure. And congrats to you too, Classic Everquest. I mean, I think last time I checked, you were over 2,000 to 3,000. Like, the way my head wraps around it, like, obviously I look at other YouTube channels and I watch their content and they have like 3 million, 4 million, right? But for somebody that's not in it for the game, it's like the way I picture it is a room, and you fill that room with the amount of subscribers you have. And normally these are people that are genuinely interested in, so you have 2.63 thousand. So you're halfway to 3,000. The way I picture it in my head is these are human souls. So, by the way, hold on. For anyone not familiar, you search Classic Everquest. He's in the chat right now. This is his YouTube channel, at Classic Everquest. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. He covers Monsters and Memories, Project Quorum, Everquest in general. He makes some really good videos, like updates, frequently asked questions. There's some music stuff in here too. Monk playthrough, like these are the different classes that he plays, but there's specific, let me see if I can look at the playlist. So these are alpha tests, like EverQuest music, for example. But this is my favorite. So he does actual lore. He has a lore series. He does this kind of stuff. And this is absolute fire. You know, so definitely underrated in my opinion. I think 2.63 thousand is great, but considering the quality and the quantity that comes from Classic EverQuest, I think this should be much higher. I mean, Redbeard Flynn, I think, what is he at? Redbeard Flynn, he's at 24,000. I remember when he just had 13,000, you know, that was only like last year. So anyways, this is a great channel. I really recommend everyone subscribes to it. Because it's really good. Switch to this. And do you guys think we can take this? Oh, no. I think these two are connected. That's his pet. I wouldn't be so worried. What does that horrid sound? Sound like a hag. Classic cover. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna take this guy out. Yeah, but for me, that's like a huge milestone. Like 500 people in a room. Crap. This is when I want that taunt. Oh, no. Crap. Good. So that's one thing I remember from EverQuest is if you sit down, some of the mobs will move their aggro off of them and go put it on you. Little Claus is doing great. Look at him go. Proud of him. Except for he's kind of getting beat up here. Classic EverQuest, you're too kind. I do it for the love of the game and the connection to the community like you do. The games we play and the love have a low ceiling, and that's okay. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's kind of silly to even imagine, like, let me make a YouTube channel for monetization and massive appeal. Which topic should I choose? Oh, I know. I'm going to choose a niche game called Everquest from 1999 that isn't nearly as popular as World of Warcraft, and I'm going to make millions of dollars. Like, clearly, neither one of us are doing it for that. It's because of the community, it's because it's fun. And, I'll give you my number one reason. I have so many memories of the adventures I've gone on in EverQuest. And for me, the number one reason is documenting those memories. So, like, 20 years from now, I can come back to one of these videos and be like, yo, A, I was a fool, but B, man, those were good times. Because how many of you still have screenshots from like 15, 10 years ago? And the second you look at the screenshot, you remember exactly what you were doing, exactly what you were talking about. And it's like, it's a memory. It's the same as looking at a photograph of going out to a theme park with your family. It's hence the name of the game, Monsters and Memories. I mean, these are real memories that we made and bonds that we formed. Dude, aggro. No, pet, back off. Come on. Okay, now attack. Alright, after this, I need a quick bio and then get my coffee back. But yeah, this is pretty good XP. We'll be level 4 in no time. Oh, and another thing that in that video talking about WoW players leaving WoW and going to RuneScape, he spoke about the gear progression. Oh wow, what is this? Ranger Rogue Shaman. Of course I can't use it. Of course. Moon Trooper's Pike. 8 damage, 3.3 second delay. It's not that special. Crow Feather. Ooh, plus 4 health. I already have one of these. It's not going to work. Yeah, I already have one of these. So that's cool. Somebody else can pick that up. So, the gear progression about how you can start with nothing and gradually progress and get better gear, and then like you run into, you're like level 5, you're in Freeport, you go to the bank and you see this guy level 60 that's just like decked out in gear. He's got a flaming sword, like he looks sick. You just created a quest in your head. You're like, I want to be like that dude. I want what he's got. That's crazy. And you don't get that with games that have monetization, like where you can just get the nicest gear, even if it's aesthetic. Like, I don't care. Oh, it's not pay to win. It's only cosmetic. Well, guess what? Cosmetic is part of the game loop. When I have to, when I know mentally that my progression means nothing because it's not an identifying factor. It's not something where, oh, I can look at somebody and be like, wow, he's been around. Or that's a real one right there. He's done this, he's done that. Like, we can see people wearing specific gear and we know where they've been. It tells a story. So when you take that story away by simply saying, hey, it's okay, you can just spend some chrono and buy it, it destroys an important part of the game. Especially for these community-driven... Come on, why didn't you aggro? Okay, we're going to have to wait. Oh, so this is funny. The Moss Troopers, they're aggro. They're instant, they're kill on sight. But the Hunting Wolf, he's cool with me. He's neutral. Dead Man Fishing said, a lot of those guys would love EQ if they just gave it a chance. Yeah, for sure. Especially if there was some basic quality of life. I mean, that's why a lot of people play Quorum. Because Secrets did a good job of making things a little bit more accessible without taking away from the classicness of the world. And I think Vontae was talking about earlier, is like all we've really wanted is like the same formula as EverQuest, only with modern graphics and modern, quality of life, and that's exactly what Monsters and Memories is achieving. I'm just repeating what Bante said earlier, and he's absolutely right. It's really not a hard ask, you know. The problem is modern development companies, they're thinking with their wallets. They're not thinking with what the players want. And to what somebody said earlier, it's like a lot of the times the players don't know what they want. Like they know what they want. They want nice graphics. They want nice gameplay, but they don't know how to translate that into here's how I want it, right? And that's understandable. They're not game devs, right? You can't expect somebody that doesn't. But here's the thing: you don't need to be a game dev to know how to make a good game. So I'm gonna redact that statement. It has nothing to do with being a game dev. That's not what makes a game good. Sure, if you want to know how to implement the mechanics, yeah, you might need to be. You might need to know some C++, right? You might need to know some kind of coding or your way around a game engine, but it doesn't mean you are. You can't just figure it out. Sorry, I'm trying not to die because we're close to leveling up. Let's back off because he's gonna. I have a feeling he's gonna aggro somebody if I get too close. As soon as he flees, you know. See, look, he's coming this way. I'm glad I made that call. If I didn't back off, yeah, we need to back up further. Let's come over here. See, a little common sense doesn't hurt. Perfect timing. Because he was getting awfully close. Alright, hopefully this is not a bad idea, but I'm going to sit down right here. And I'll be right back. right, I'm back. Let's see where we are at. Ooh, that was big damage. I just pulled aggro, that was bad. Let's see if I can kite him. Oh no. Come on. I can't see. Oh cool, I can kite him. So we just figured out a new strategy. We can just kite these guys. Yo, I'm about to get wrecked. Rickety wrecked, son. Oh crap, don't sit down. I'm a dummy. Alright, we need a heal. Hey, speaking of the Grandmaster, let me make sure I don't die. And make sure my pet doesn't die. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Quick, 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 quick. Alright, let me help. We got this. We got this. I'll say hello and just... No! 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 How dare you! How dare you? Oh, that's what you get. Alright. Sad state of affairs, but, Kyle Lemaster said, thanks for streaming, man. Been a good watch. He said, preservation first. Yeah, no! Hey, man, Kyle is one of the, great people at the Adrullan Online adventures team. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel and their Discord. Speaking of which, this is a good time to go over that while I'm medding up. So Adrullan Online. Where are we? Adrullan Online, where are you? Well, there's a lot of people that are making videos about it, that's good. But I'm trying to find the YouTube channel. Maybe if I type in adventures. Adrullan Online adventures, there you go. Okay, so if you type this in, and for anyone rewatching the VOD that's not familiar with the project already, their YouTube channel, their website, their Discord. Definitely check out the Discord. I think that's where the wealth of knowledge is, but you can create an account and then you can join the fun. These guys are awesome. So great people is a stretch, too generous. We have one video since rename. Yeah, so yeah, and again, anyone watching the VOD, it's like, yeah, there's only one video on there. That's because they renamed it. So no, Kyle, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you guys you know, it was a tough choice to make, obviously, renaming the entire project, but I was talking to somebody in the comment section about how it does make sense. Like, it was a little jarring at first. I was like, oh man, I really like the name Evercraft, but you guys were absolutely right that a lot of people confused. They basically thought it was a Minecraft mod just because of the name, even though just because you have this art style doesn't mean it has anything to do with Minecraft, right? So I think it was a hard decision, but it's gonna pay off, and most people are just gonna say AOA, you know, just like we say EQ, just like we say Eminem. AOA has a good ring to it, so I think it was a smart move. But yeah, and of course you only have one video on there because you basically had to take your old YouTube channel Evercraft and change it to Adrullan Online. So they need to make it easier so that you can well, actually I think you can change the name, but it's you can only change like the web and the title, but I think it still has the original name embedded, and it's a little tough. But anyways, even my even my nerd friends vacate. By the way, if you don't mind, quick question. I was curious to know, is early access going to be like when it's ready, or do you guys have a kind of a game plan on when you hope to at least go into early access? Oh, okay, there you go. Kyle said, "Oh, that stinks. Fighting that on Twitch. URL says URL still says ECO. Yeah, Everquest, Evercraft Online. Yeah, that's the name change issue when it comes to Twitch or YouTube. It's like branding is so important. So like even with Class&Cool, when I branded myself as that, I made sure it was available on Twitch, on YouTube, on social media, and obviously I made a decision that do I like the name, but then I actually double checked before I got married to the name whether or not it was available. I mean, this is like branding 101, and whether you're starting a business or anything. But in your case, you didn't think that it would be a big deal. Like if I were in your position and somebody said, "What do you think of the name Evercraft?" I'd be like, "Oh, that's perfect," you know. But yeah. So Kyle said, "Rough ones internally, we close to first 1/3 complete so we can make some decisions." Oh, okay. Regarding the early access, right? Okay, so you're about 1/3 of the way there, and then you're gonna make some decisions. I got you. Yeah, and by all means, like, take your time. Like, I know it's a little tough. It's easy for me to say that, like, take your time. But I know, like, game development is hard. It takes a lot out of you, you know. It's expensive. And when you're not doing crowdfunding, you know, it's a little hard to just say, "Oh, let's just take our time," you know. But I do mean that. I mean, if it's possible to take your time, take your time. Take as long as you need before going into early access or full release, depending on how you decide to do it. I think that should be everyone's expectation. Anyone that follows these projects, it's like, what do you want more? Do you want them to rush it and put out some slop, or do you want them to take their time and just be patient so that when it does release, you have something that you can truly enjoy, you know? I think us as gamers and consumers, we don't really think of it from the dev's perspective enough. Kyle said, "Love Class&Cool." Yeah, I like the name too. And Kyle said, "We'll post more on the roadmap plan soon." 100%. All right, I'm in trouble with the lady. Thanks for the kind words and have a great night. Have a great night, Kyle. Go enjoy the family, and I appreciate you stopping by. Keep up the great work on Adrullan Online. You guys are doing amazing. And everyone else says the same thing, so. All right, so we're at 91%, so we are about to level up. Yeah, so for a person like me that loves first-person view, look, when it comes to situational awareness, I'm very grateful that I can zoom out and try to get this. Got my coffee too. All right, you know what? I'm going to go around. I'm going to pull this guy. I don't trust any of these guys. So there you have it, guys. You heard it from Kyle himself. They're about 1/3 of the way through the project. sure they still have a lot of work to do, a lot of tweaking, a lot of bug fixing, but you can see that if this is a third of the way there, it's already got a lot of polish, and there's a lot of fun to be had. And I mean, if we keep getting these kind of community tests like this, then I think it's plenty for us to sink our teeth into, and at the same time provide them feedback and bug reports and everything else. This one's level 5. I wasn't even paying attention. What server are you playing on? The first one. I forgot the name of it. / help. Help general. / played. Let me see this. I'm trying to find a way to find out for you. Come on. Finish him. Close one. Let me ask. Hold on. Hey guys, what server are we on again? Okay. Alright, let me check my loot. I want to see if I have anything for my pet to eat. Decaying molder. And by the way, since Kyle was in here from the AOA team, this is kind of what I really appreciate about these teams. I really appreciate Sean and the rest of the Monsters and Memories team. I really appreciate Kyle and the rest of the Adrullan Online team. The fact that they're just coming in and chilling and hanging out, and they're just completely normal humans, right? And humble ones at that. And it's very refreshing to just hang out with regular people that want the same thing that we do. You know, because they want to make this a great world to be in, just like we do. Okay, guys, we are literally 1 kill away from leveling up. Oh, okay. Hey, Hypto, or Dead Man Fishing, I mean, this is Tybalt. Yo, let's risk it all. We're gonna risk it all. Let's go. Pet back off. Run. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy. Man, this is bad. So I just pulled the mini boss mob to see if we can take him out. I'm trying to heal up really quick. Oh, this is not going well. Yeah, I think this is the end for us, guys. I mean, not for the stream, but for this right now, what's happening is not good. Come on. Heal. Okay, we're out of mana. I don't think we're winning this, folks. Unless I can pull aggro. But I think pulling aggro is going to hurt me more than... Come on. Okay, now it would be a good time for them to take back aggro. Go. Oh! Look, look, I was so close. Look what's happening. Look how close I was. Let me see if it gives me XP. Did I get XP? No, I didn't. But we can come back and loot the corpse. Whew, that was intense, guys. That was crazy. Did I just crash? What happened? Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I answered your question. So we're on Tybalt. Classic Everquest says, yeah, the devs of all these teams have been so great. I can't even I can't even count the amount of hours I've watched Sean's, Zukin's, and Goblin's VODs. Classic Everquest said so close. Yeah, that was really close. I mean, and this, we talked about this last night. You know, how it's a simple game, these classic MMOs, but there's things you need to pay attention for. And, you know, especially with my limited skill set that I have right now, I probably should have waited until my pet got down to like really low health and then taunted her, the NPC, onto me. But it was really close. I mean, you can say that, or you could just say if you only bandaged yourself one more time, or if only you healed the pet one more time. But I was out of mana, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, very close. And we didn't lose any XP, so that's good. I think because we're level 3, we're not losing any XP right now. Yeah, like Sean, for example, man. Like, you know, the cool thing about watching his streams, when I watch his streams, I literally feel like I'm hanging out with my older brother from the 90s. I mean, me and him are both at an age where it's like it doesn't matter what gap it is. We're all kind of on the same like adult level. But what I mean by older brother is that like my brother used to skate. I used to skate. I lived in the DMV area, so DC, Maryland, Virginia. He lived there and worked there. So the music, the stuff he talks about, like the DC, what he experienced back in the day, like all the stuff that he talks about, I'm like, I'm like, this dude, what's next? I'm gonna find out he was living right next door to me. But the stories it tells, I think the point of like, forget geography or anything like that. It's more about the context of the lived experience from the 90s and from the, you know, etc. Everything he talks about, I'm like, so this is a dude that essentially has lived through a similar experience that I have, lived experience. So that means the mindset and the vibe is going to be the same. And this is the person that's creating, not only did he work for Everquest, but, you know, from a personality perspective, from I guess ideological perspective, I agree with this person. And to know that that dude is making the game that we all have been asking for years, it just makes me feel that much better. You know what I mean? Of course, somebody else might say, I like Eminem, but I don't like him. But I don't think a lot of people feel that way. But so I'm just saying my example is very specific into saying that I like these people. Zukin, he's awesome as a person. Like his art is great, but he's just a good person. He's a fun dude to be around. I can see myself chilling with these people. And I think that's another thing that makes these games so great, is that these are people that we would actually talk to. There's plenty of devs like that you see, that you hear about. You're like, yeah, they're making a great game, but it's like, I wouldn't want to hang out with that person in real life. You know, the fact that we have cool people making cool games is really cool. All right, so I think we got this, guys. We just need one more. Dead Man Fishing. Oh, nice. They didn't have Halfling or Hex Knight last time I played. Yeah, Halfling is new, and I think Halfling Ranger is new. So you can be a Halfling Ranger now. That was like the big stuff. Classic ever said, yeah, you got that kill, that's what matters. Yep, exactly. I might not have gotten XP for it, but hey, we won. Here we go again, bro. You guys ready for this? We did it. Ding. Loading that. Alright, let's head back to town. Let's sell, and then let's get our next spells. Thank you, Classic Everquest. We did it. So far, we got the armor we were looking for, at least some of it. We got to explore the outskirts of Leont, the city. I found some camps that I might come back to later. We completed the quest that we had from yesterday, so that was nice. And then we stuck around after completing the quest, and we leveled up. So far, we are completing all of our goals for the day. This is great. And we're about 1 hour and 52 minutes into it. And I still got plenty of coffee. I love the reflections. So you see my torch is reflecting on the water. Yoink. And see, I have the magical torch where it burns underwater. Nice. So I wonder what happens if I get another pet. Like, if I get another pet right now, does the pet start at level 1, level 4? I'm curious to know. Let me ask one question. Guys, I asked this yesterday. I don't think anyone answered my question. Now I just gotta watch the chat to see if anyone actually responds to my question. I mean, not that people don't respond, but I can't seem to get an answer for that question. I mean, because people probably don't know. The game requires a lot of running around, hailing, making notes, and hoping you have good memory. Yeah, that's a very accurate assessment that Gruffus said. Taking notes is one, and also using the wiki. Classic Everquest said, I used to skate as well, but South California, born and raised. I imagine you and I are close age. I think Sean is like 11 years older than me. Wild to think he was working on EQ at like age 26. Yeah, I'm like 36 or 37, somewhere around there. No older than 37 and no younger than 36. You'd have to ask my wife to know exactly how old I am. So 4 gold. Okay, so I only have 2 gold. So coordinated strike is when we hit both me and the pet attack at the same time. Hold on, guys. I really need to read this. Okay, so no one has answered my question yet. The journal helps keep track of NPC dialogues. Where the crap is the bank in the starter area. Next test, I will write down name, item. Which one? Journal? No. Okay, so no one's answered my question. Probably because they just don't know the answer. Yeah, I'm clinging on to my 30s. And look, to be frank, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not worried about the whole age thing. Like I said yesterday, it's more of a how you feel thing. Like, there's obviously going to be consequences, like as you get older. You might start feeling it in your bones and your body, but that's what exercise is for. I think anyone that sits here and plays EQ needs to remind themselves to go touch grass, because it will make you even better at EQ, you know? Give you the energy to have those all-nighters just like when you were 13. But what I'm saying is that even with the, and this is what, in my 20s, and like looking back at my 20s, one thing I wish I knew back then was that by the time you're in your 30s, you're not going to feel that much older. you're gonna have more wisdom. I will tell you that my decision making is 10 times more than when I was in my 20s, like 10x. I think the threshold for me was when I turned 33. Like something just smacked me like a ton of bricks, and it just I started to be like, I need to make better decisions. So I need to go see if my cat came to the back door. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Dead Man Fishing said that's why I surf so much. Yeah, exactly. You gotta exercise. I need to exercise more. So, all right. Let me see. I wonder if this guy will take this. Let's just try it out. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Yeah, I have no use for that. No problem. All right, let's see our spells. So we're level 4. Infused Companion. That sounds like a buff. I just bought it. I didn't mean to buy it. I wanted to read it. Okay. For future reference, so you don't make the same mistake I did, hover over the scroll and you can read it. I think if you right click it and hold it, you can too, but we'll find out. So Infused Companion. Infusing your companion with primal magic. Your companion now has a chance to evoke this magic on every hit. Okay. So it's like some kind of proc, I guess. Bestows upon your companion a magical force which causes them to strike faster and become more hardy. So like kind of like a haste. Cool. Howl of Healing causes your companion to emit a howl which heals all in a very short radius around them. So an AoE heal. That's pretty cool. Nature's Blessing. A blessing of nature may be bestowed upon your ally, enhancing their resolve. Okay, so let's get the Howl of Healing, just in case we run out of money. Nature's Blessing. A blessing of nature may be bestowed upon your ally, enhancing their resolve. So ally tells me it can be anyone, including myself. Okay, and then Bolster Companion, let's buy that. So we got Howl of Healing, Nature's Blessing, Infused Companion, and Bolster Companion. So we got an AoE heal, a haste for our pet, a buff for our a dot, or not a dot, I guess it's like a damage shield for the pet, and we got a I guess a buff, a general buff that you can put on anyone. We got a buff, dude. That's how you say it in SoCal, right? Hey, dude, we got a buff, dude. I'm teasing. All right, so if you were SoCal born and raised, then you probably did some surfing, right? Classic Everquest. I'm mentioning that because Dead Man Fishing said he surfs. So Infused Companion. Let's do Howl of Healing. Yo, you know what I just realized? Where's my spell tab? Oh, there it is. Oh, it disappears when you're doing this. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so Howl of Healing. Jeez, I forgot how to memorize the spell. I'm going to put that there. Next, we have Infused Companion, Nature's Blessing. All right, we're gonna do the buff next. So I used to skate. I'm gonna reread this just so I can bring the context back up. Classic Everquest said, I used to skate as well, but SoCal born and raised. I imagine you are close in age. I think Sean is like 11 years older than me. Wild to think he was working on EQ at like age 26. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Do you know what the exact title he has currently? Grandmaster. I'm just kidding. I don't think he really has a title. He's just like the lead developer, you know? This has been kind of his baby. I'm sure that Eminem was a product of Sean and other people having a conversation about it. So I wouldn't say it's only Sean that thought of Eminem, or it could just be Sean and then he brought in the people he was already hanging with. But the way I look at it, without knowing anything in detail about his official title, is that he's the lead developer, and his team, he sees himself as an equal to the rest of his team, but he's the leader. You know, he's the one that keeps things together. But that doesn't discount the importance of every single one of those guys. I mean, they're putting their blood, sweat, and tears and into Monsters and Memories. And I'm sure it's the same thing for Adrullan Online, for Kyle and the rest of the team. Classic Everquest said, you'd think so. Regarding when I asked you about the surfing, you said you'd think so, but no. The mountains are only like an hour away, so did some snowboarding, hiking, stuff like that. That sounds cool. Yeah, I love. Do you guys have birch trees over there? Like actual white birch trees in oh, it's SoCal, so technically. Anyways. It's starting to happen. My brain is slowing down because it's so late. Here we go again. All right, so bolster companion and infuse companion. So these two, it doesn't matter which one. Sorry, I like to be organized with my spell book. So I'm trying to keep everything together. Companion reawakening, spirit bond, allowing you to speak to them. So we don't need this. Can we remove that? Okay. So we're gonna do companion reawakening. We're gonna put that over here. Nature's blessing. We're gonna put that over here. Wait, infuse companion, bolster companion. Classic Everquest said, that's how I see it too. He's humble, so we'll never know. Yeah, Sean is very humble indeed. He's just a cool dude, and one thing I hope about him is I hope he just keeps it real, because look what happened with Pantheon, right? They were so open with their community, right? And all it took was one piece of drama for that trust and that community to kind of like start having tension. Like me personally, I didn't care about the whole drama about, oh, a GM gave an item to a guild or something like I don't care about the context. I'm just saying, like, for example, let's say something like that happened. It's like, okay, so what? It's an early access game. They're testing. And by all means, they denied that ever happened. It was like an exception because there was a bug or whatever. But after that, the lead developer from Pantheon, who does streams all the times, he had to take it down a notch, and he became less open on his streams. And I think that's a net negative, you know, when that happens. And you're going to say things as a developer that some people are going to not like. They might go on Reddit and put you on blast. And honestly, I don't take anything I hear on Reddit seriously. Like, the only thing I use on Reddit for is maybe if I need to get some information, but I don't even need that anymore. I can just go on AI, ChatGPT. Reddit is a cesspool of bad opinions and brain rot. So if somebody starts talking mess about, because Sean brought up Reddit and somebody's saying something about him, if somebody wants to put him on blast and like cancel him, it's like, good luck. The only way anyone can be canceled is if you allow yourself to be canceled, you know? And from what I've seen, and I hope this is the case, Sean doesn't seem like the type of person that's easily canceled, you know? He seems like just a chill dude. And I just hope he continues doing that, because it keeps the community close, you know? All right, let me focus. What am I doing here? So we memorized our stuff. Let's try our new spells. I might need a stretch. All right, so we officially can buff ourselves. And that probably means we can buff our pet as well. Nice. Okay. Classic Everquest said birch trees a few hours north. Don't see much of them this far south. Yeah, it makes sense. To be fair, north to South California is like a 15-hour drive. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I said birch trees. I realized that's California is huge, and up north in Washington State and Northern California, there's probably birch trees. But the reason I brought it up is I grew up around birch trees. We don't have them up in the Northeast, because I was, like I said, I was from the DMV. But anytime I think of California or like Washington State, I think about birch trees because they're cool. All right, so what am I doing next? Oh yeah, I'm testing the other spells. So bolster companion. And can I see it? Oh yeah, and this is where you can see the pets buffs down here. 29 minutes. Infuse companion. Oh, insufficient mana. Dead Man Fishing said, fun snowboarding in SoCal. I used to visit Big Bear and Mount High often. Classic Everquest said, heck yeah, that's where we go. Nice. Look at you guys. Bring the whole community together. Soon we'll all go on a snowboarding trip. All right, so this is good. We just got a bunch of new skills, but I think we can use one more. But I just need to find money for it. Yeah, so we need 4 gold. I have 1. All right, give me a second. I need to stretch because I can hear it in my voice. The exhaustion is starting to kick in, and I can feel like a crackle in my voice just from the being tired. So give me 2 minutes. I'm going to stretch, and then we're going to continue the adventure if you guys are still around. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I got all my stuff tangled. Give me a minute. Goodness gracious. It's the only thing I don't like about this headset. Gets all tangled easily. Oh, I'm sorry. And you have like 2 different songs playing at the same time. That is scuffed. Jeez. Sorry about that. No more. We're gonna take a break from the background Kelvin music. That's gonna be so annoying to listen to later. Alright. We stretched. We got a Rex Bloodmark's head. Glad we still have ours. Locked and loaded. And if you guys going to be heading out soon, for anyone that hasn't been here, I appreciate you hanging out. It's been a lot more fun having you guys along for the ride. I have no idea who's even watching because I don't pay attention to that stuff, but I do pay attention to everything you guys type, and yeah, you guys just make this a lot better. It's like being in a group without being in a group. Alright guys, so let's see. I don't really feel like collecting any more quests. I feel like just exploring and finding a nice camp. Stable master. Wait a minute. Okay, I don't have any pets. So we sold all the stuff that we had. I'm curious to know if I can buy another bag. So we have 1, 2, pet attack, punish animal, claws, what is this? Pet back, mend companion, rescue companion. If an enemy is attacking your companion, force the enemy to attack you instead. Let's try this. I want to see how this works. Howl of Healing. Interesting. Did that really just take 50% of my mana? Yeah, I think that would only be useful in a group scenario. That's a lot of mana. Rescue companion. Companion's Awakening, Nature's Blessing, Infuse Companion, Nature's Blessing. Why is that here? That should be here, here. Sorry, I like to have my spells organized. I really don't know if I should have the bandage here. So these guys are... These names are something else. Bless this, Ligma. Lupo. Well, that one's not that interesting. So we got the first piece of leather armor, I think, from Skeleton. What the heck is this? This is kind of creepy. Uh-oh, this is weird. Hold, stranger. This is no place for you. The creek holds dangers you cannot fathom. You would crumble if you were to even try this ritual. Yikes. Sounds like some weird stuff. The bloodfin ritual has been performed for centuries in these parts. Consuming a bloodfin fish from this creek grants visions from Rixius himself. He provides answers to your troubles and truths to haunting mysteries, but we all pay a price in exchange. Okay, what's the price? Being a vision from a dark lord, the pain can be overwhelming. If you still seek his whispers, expect no mercy. Alright, I think we're gonna avoid being possessed. I'm joking, but that's pretty cool. I like that. That's a like creative way of introducing a quest. And you notice how like you run by that, it makes you wonder. It's like, wait, what is this? And it intrigues you enough to where you're like, hey, there might be something here. Oh, looks like we found a new biome. Okay, this is a dangerous biome because that thing is red. Trying to get that tree to load in so I can turn around and do this. Oh, there you go. All right, that's one screenshot, and then I think that's fine. Just like that. All right, boom. All right, we got it. Now let's keep going. What's in here? Oh, hello, Merrick. How you doing, brother? You got anything for me? No? Okay, not yet. Yeah, this is going to be really cool to see all the different biomes, you know. When we get to like the winter area, the mountain area, I'm sure they're going to have like a lava zone. I really want to get close and look at these, but they're going to attack me, dude. Do you think I can get... No, I don't want to... No, I do, though. I really want to see it. I just want to take a quick look. Famous last words. Look at that. Oh, so it's like a huge ant. That thing's cool looking. Alright, that's as close as we're getting. Let's run away. Maybe this guard will help. Guard Quincy. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, what is it, North Karana, or was it South Karana? East Karana? You remember the guard towers? From Everquest? Oh my gosh. Sorry, folks, one more. And one more like this. There you go. You know, it's kind of funny watching me do this, but, you know, I kind of just catch these shots in the moment. And they usually come in handy later. I mean, not just to look at them, but for example, the thumbnail for this video was the last frame of yesterday's video. And I honestly, like, when I was going to start doing this, I'm like, I don't even know what I want to do for a thumbnail. But then I remembered, I'm like, wait a minute, what's the last thing I did last night? And I was standing in front of the marketplace in Leon. And it was like a nice bright picture, and I also had the pet in there. So I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. It contextualizes what we're doing here. You know what? Let's check this out. I want to see what's over here. That looks like it might be some kind of ruins. Maybe there's some kind of undead. I have no idea, but we'll find out. Is that a candle? Yeah. Creepy music. Candles. Some random wagon. This area might still be under development because I would think that if this area was filled in, you'd see more mobs. I don't even think I remember seeing this on the last playtest, so this might all be new. That looks like something. What is that? A terrified cockerel. There's a terrified cockerel over there. You see that chicken over there? You probably can't see it. I wonder if the rapids still drop that item with stats. Deadman Fishing said, yeah, I remember. I'm sure it does because there's a lot of people that are killing those rabbits and I think they're probably doing it for a reason. But you know what's funny? The last time we played, I spent like 2 hours trying to get that rabbit and nothing happened. And it just so happens that when that happened, it was when my alarm went off. So you guys caught me on stream, like cocked and loaded, because I literally thought somebody was breaking in, but it turns out it was, I think it was my wife letting the dog in. So yeah, Karen Trueheart. Oh, let's look at this fox really quick. Yeah, look at that pixelated fox, dude. That thing's tight. The only thing that would make it slightly better is if they put like a little tiny dot on the black spot there, just to give the eye a little bit more of like that, like life, you know, little reflection to it. But that's just an opinion. Nobody cares. Yeah, this is a nice little like meadow. Look at this. Look at the vibe around here. As some would call it, cozy. And look, we found birch trees. We were talking about birch trees, and we found some birch trees. I'm telling you, when I'm chilling with y'all, it's like just random stuff happens, and it's usually all cool. Okay, they're all red, so we're definitely not gonna fight these dudes. But this, you know, keep this in mind, guys. If you guys get to a higher level, this might be a nice place to camp out. Hopefully I don't run into a random mob. It's kind of hard to see what's in front of you. So there's a deer. And it's an animal, so why are you running from me? Interesting. Look, easiest kill yet. I wonder how much XP this gives me. So we're at 1.2%. This is a yellow. And oh, did you see that fire? That was from the pet. That was that proc. Yeah, there it is again. So the pet is actually doing that. Okay, so we went from 1.2 to 4.2, so it gave us a 3% boost. It's not bad. But I would need to find a lot more of those for this to make sense. Here's a bunch of beetles. These are all red. Oh god, what is that? Oh god, no. No, 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 no. Pet attack, pet attack, pet attack. Run! Run! You know what the worst part is? I have no idea where I'm at right now. Oh gosh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Stop smacking back. Okay, I got the screenshot. We're good. Alright, so let's remember where we're at. We are by that bridge. We have 1, 2, 3 windmills. And I think there's a road over there. Yeah, I see a road. Okay. Oh, man. You know what I should have done? I should have gotten a bind spot at Leon. We've got a long run. I wonder if the Robbit's still... Wait, where are we? Oh, yeah, we're far. Alright, so he said I want to... Yeah, I already read that. Sorry, I'm behind. Alright, let's set up the campfire and heal up. Well, I better find something interesting to talk about because right now we're going on a corpse run, boys. We're going to heal up, get our pet, and then we're going to move on. Look at this guy. Senses is a level 15 warrior looking for group. I wonder if the characters... actually, they are. So the characters are persistent from playtest to playtest. So it makes sense that somebody is level 15 because they've had like prior time to do that. Alright, can we summon the pet yet? Companions reawakening. Yep. Okay. I'm standing. You must be standing on grass to... Oh my gosh. Look what it says. You must be standing on grass to cast nature's blessing. So remember when I told you guys that some of us need to touch grass and get some exercise? Well, there you go. I can't even cast this spell unless I'm touching grass. That's really interesting because when you think about the use case, that means you can't cast this in caves. You probably can't cast this in the ogre area where they have snow unless you find like a patch of grass. So that's a pretty cool twist when you think about it. I mean, EQ did stuff like that. If I remember correctly, there was a druid spell that you couldn't cast inside. Well, actually, there was multiple spells that if they were nature spells, you couldn't cast them inside of a cave. Oh, you know what? And this is not that bad. I mean, I technically still have all my gear. I think the only thing I lost is my my loot. I protected Delta Wolf. Dang, that thing is mean looking. Oh, not that. Wrong spell. Infuse Companion, and then we're gonna give... Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Nature's Blessing, Infuse Companion, Bolster Companion. Oh, you know what? I'm a dummy. I don't need to have these on my hot bar. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that there. We're going to clean this up because it's right here. We don't need that. Infuse Companion, Nature's Blessing. Now all we've got to do is give it Bolster Companion. And is that it? What else? All right, let's get out of here. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? So I guess I learned something new. So maybe this changes as you get higher levels, but for now, when you have to go on the corpse run, the only thing you have to get is your inventory. You get to keep all your armor and weapons, so I guess that makes it a bit easier. At level 4, there's no XP loss, but I have a feeling that by the time you're a higher level, there probably is, but I don't think it's a good idea to quote me on that. I know a lot of people that aren't familiar with these kind of classic MMOs, they don't really understand the concept of XP loss, but it's that one thing that makes you think twice before running into any battle unprepared. It makes you want to not lose. Did that dude just buff me? No? I'm going to test your theory, or it wasn't a theory, but your question about whether or not the rabbits still drop that armor. Because it was hard for me to know yesterday because I wasn't really paying attention to the loot since I was in that group. I'm trying to see if I can take 2 of these, but it looks like not the best idea. I'm at 55 health. My pet is still alive with good health. I think it was an Dead Man Fishing said I think it was a necklace or a lucky rabbit foot. Yeah, it was something. I remember it definitely gave us. It had some decent stats to it. Like it was worth grinding for, but not to the point to what I did. What I did was crazy. I should not have spent that much time. All right, and I hope you guys don't mind, but I want to. I need some background music, so. And of course, just like with anything, if I'm going to play somebody's music, full disclosure, this is from Monsters and Memories, Robert Engstrand. I said yesterday, I'll say it again, I'll say it every day of my life. That dude's amazing. So throwing that out there for anyone not familiar, where the music is coming from. Alright, we're going to run a shortcut through here, because I got a general idea of where this place is at. And the goal is just not to die on the way. Moss Trooper Marksman, that guy looks like he's a high level. Alright, I'm starting to see stuff that looks familiar. I think that's the watchtower over there. Oh, nope. There's the... So this is a very important thing to just be aware of, especially for people that aren't familiar with games that, for example, don't have a mini-map or a GPS. This is called a point of interest, or a POI for short. A good MMORPG will have lots of POIs like this, but because it helps you navigate. Like, I've never been here before, specifically not to this area, and yet I went in the general direction. I didn't even use my compass. I went in the general direction of where I remember I went originally, spotted one of the POIs, went towards that direction, and now I know exactly where I'm at. So what otherwise would have been like a long corpse run, I mean, really, this took like, what, 5 minutes? I am curious to know what my swimming speed is like. Yeah, here's a bit of feedback for the devs, and I'm sure this is already in the game, or maybe it's just not activated right now. I really want them to give us the draw distance. Like, let us have the additional draw distance, even if it means our performance will fail, because you know, I'll just drop some more sticks of RAM or get a better graphics card. That's one thing I absolutely adore, and this is not a comparison, so don't take this the wrong way, but one of the things I adore about Monsters and Memories is the draw distance. It's so incredible. It's honestly one of the best ones I've seen in an MMORPG. Like, I remember I was in Sungreet Strands, and I could see Night Harbor from like super far away. Like, it was crazy how far away, and I could still make everything out. Now, obviously there's some LOD settings that had to put in place where it like lowers the texture, but a lot of that can be alleviated by putting like atmospheric fog or basically stuff to hide the LOD decrease or whatever. I'm not good with these dev terms, but you know what I mean. Look at this. That just looks cool. Anyways, let's go get our corpse before it's too late. We're almost here. It's right by the windmill, so we made it. There's that chicken running around. So yeah, note to any wandering adventurers, always check the pumpkins. One of these pumpkins attacked me, and I can't even tell which one it is. Hopefully the corn doesn't attack too. Can I go drag my corpse? Yeah, you can. Okay, perfect. You can drag your corpse in this game. That's good. I should probably make a macro for that though. Inventory, journal, map, skills, abilities, spells, guild. Okay, I don't know how to do that right now, so let's just... Oh, so in this game, all you have to do is type /corpse when you click on your corpse, and it will, you don't have to keep spamming it. It will just drag it. So hopefully somebody learned something. And yet another nice screenshot of me dragging myself. Alright. Alright, let's see what this stag is. It's, I want to see if it fights back. Ready, set, go. Oh, this one's not gonna run away. He's about this business. And he hits hard. And now I'm stunned. Okay. See, Claus is doing fine. It's me. I'm the one that I keep losing health so quick. But the pet is doing great. Not bad at all. But then again, he does need my help, so we're gonna help. Let's try this. Wait, why didn't it heal my pet? Dude, this stag has a lot of HP. I just realized it's a level 6. Crap. We might not survive this. Yeah, my pet's about to die. Okay, folks, here we go. 72% health. Oh, we got lucky. You better give some good XP for all this trouble I just went through. 5%. So we're at 8.6% XP right now. I'm not doing that again though, because that's a whole lot of work for a whole lot of pain. Okay, so about 5%. Antlers with multiple points, useful for crafting and decoration. Nice. Hey, that's one thing I was wondering about, if whether or not they're gonna have like housing. If anyone knows, I'd be curious to know if they're gonna have, if they have plans to do player housing. I think that would be cool. All right, quick bio. Sorry about that. BRB. All right, it's officially 3:37, so maybe another 30 minutes and then we're gonna head out. we're gonna head back to the city. I mean, we've explored this area, and note to self: the deers give pretty good XP, especially the fawns, because they don't fight back. So that's an easy win. We are in Wheatward, and I hope this is a friendly town because there's a cauldron or something here. Neutral. What is this? Oh my gosh. Bro, what is this? This is a weird town. This here is the harvest flame. Though no one knows its true origin for generations, us farmers have given the flame the best of our first seasonal crop as tribute. And in return, the flame has blessed us with bountiful growth and prosperity. But this year, someone has sabotaged us. Okay. Sounds like a fun quest line. Oh my gosh, look at that group over there. That's so cool looking. The fact that you can see it all the way from here is all lit up. Let's see if they're all red to me. Yeah, there's no way. Still looks cool though. They've got a bard. They've got a wizard, I think. That might be a druid. Or more like a cleric. Look at that. Alright, let's head back. Oh, hey, classic Everquest. You wanted skeletons? Well, here you go. Here's like a church or a graveyard, and they're fighting undead. So, in case you're ever curious, and they look so cool. Dang, look at that. He's got full armor too. That's really cool. All right. And now it's raining, it's foggy, it's nighttime, and I can barely see 2 feet in front of me. This is great. We're definitely going to make it back to town without getting hurt. 100%. No problem whatsoever. This is going to end very nicely for us. I guarantee it. And speaking of guaranteed, where's my pet? This is so sketch. If something was behind one of these bushes, I would not be able to see it until it was too late. I probably shouldn't go off the beaten path, but we're gonna do it anyways. This. Oh, you're friendly. Neutral. Okay. Hello there. Tailoring trainer. Look at that. Oh, this is cozy. Yeah. I even got a little campfire. Nice. So wait a minute. So now I have a self-heal, right? So this is... I can technically heal myself? Okay. I just fizzled twice. Great. Yeah, folks, I'm tired, so don't mind me. Okay, so at least it stopped raining. Hopefully this was as fun for you as it was for me. I know that I'm not doing any kind of like crazy quests, but I mean, keep in mind this is we get it, right? You can get a good group, a good camp, a cave, quests, all that stuff. I'm more curious to see the world, and you know, since I've seen this, the last time I've seen this was like a year ago. I want to see how much of the world was built out. Like with Pantheon and early access, that's one of the first things I like to check is like, okay, how much more is the world fleshed out, you know? And that's kind of like what I judge the progress by. Like obviously there's a bunch of cliff notes you can read and they'll tell you whatever game it is, they'll say, hey, we have this update, this class was added and this, and that's all great. But for me, what's important too is just making sure that the world feels alive and that there's actual stuff going on in the world even when you're not online. That's what I liked about EQ. I mean, I felt like things kept going even when I wasn't there, but you'd always come back to a place that was you can come back to and just do it at your own pace. Sorry. All right, this is getting kind of sketch. Is that snow? Deadman Fishing said, the gameplay is so smooth. It really is. And it's really dark as well. Because I'm underneath trees and there's no moon. So you see how I have all these trees overhead? That's why it's extra dark. I don't know how well you guys see it on your end. I mean, I can see okay. But, oh, now, where are we, dude? Like, look where we are right now. Yeah, I've never been to this place or anything like it, so this is pretty cool. But you can clearly also, like, just to kind of break us out of the immersion for a second, you can clearly see this area still under development, because if it was finished, you'd see mobs, different types of mobs everywhere. They wouldn't leave this area just empty like this, you know what I mean? I guess that's similar to what Kyle was saying about how they're a third of the way there, you know? They got a lot of the core things in, but I mean, there's still classes they need to complete. There's still mobs they need to populate. There's still quests they need to complete. There's still sound effects and music they need to complete. I mean, creating an MMO is not easy, but based on what I'm seeing, like if this is their vision for this area, this is a really cool like transition. Like when you think about it, we went from like a wood elfish type of city to a plains to a forest to like a birch and pine forest to a open farm to a little farm town. And look, are those mountains? Or no, those are still trees. I just think everything's like transitioning in a cool way, you know? And that's why I kind of wish, I hope that they give us the ability to change the draw distance so that for people that can handle it, they can get the most of it. This looks like it would be a good camp in the future. This actually reminds me of that, you know, in World of Warcraft where the starting human city is. I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes from this zone. Oh, so it is like a mountain or a hilltop. All right, let's go to the top of the mountain. That. Oh my gosh, seriously. Oh, dang. See what I'm talking about? I need that draw distance to be further. Fishing said, I love M&M, but I still get a lot of delay and lag when I play. Probably just need to mess with my settings. Yeah, the only lag I was experiencing was the server side issues that they were having, like where like I'm not experiencing anymore. But what I'm saying is, did we find the edge of the zone? Look, we found the edge of the game, boys. We beat the game. We beat the game. So to comment on what you said, from the last playtest I've had, I've never seen Monsters and Memories so smooth, like above 60 FPS, sometimes 90, everything, no glitching, no nothing. But that's because I have a strong PC. A few months ago when I played Monsters and Memories, they were still having server side or client side lag issues. So I would only get like 30 FPS. But keep in mind there was like 300 people in the zone. Sometimes it would go down to 20 FPS. So they've been tweaking it and making it better. I think in your scenario, you're going to see an improvement over time because they're going to give you sliders and the ability to change the graphics. So I think they have a performance mode now. They have like performance, recommended, and maybe something else. I play on the recommended preset because that when I think recommended, I think that's probably their quality setting. But no, yeah, and you know, maybe even share with the dev team like what your PC specs are, and let them know, hey, this is the FPS I'm getting. This is that, because I'm sure they're collecting that data. Not necessarily saying like DM them and tell them, but post it somewhere on the Discord and be like, hey, just FYI, this is my personal experience with the quality with this kind of PC. Okay, so we reached the edge of the map. This is a good time to remind everyone that this game is in development. This is a community pre-alpha test. And yeah, we beat the game. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's blocked off completely. Yeah, and I'm sure there's stuff that's finished over there, but they blocked it off so that like players don't go wandering and giving away spoilers, you know what I mean? Okay, that's enough of that. Let's head back into the world of the living. And that just confirmed what I said earlier about like if this area was finished, you would have seen a lot of mobs, but clearly this is still an area under development. All right, ready? We're gonna see if we can cheat. I just typed /stuck to see what would happen. Oh boy, okay, teleported me somewhere. Moving player to the last valid position. Define what valid means. Okay, so it didn't work as I thought it would. I know in Pantheon, players were using the /stuck feature as a teleport, which is not what I wanted to do here, but kind of, sort of. I wanted to see if it would get me. So we're just going to keep exploring, see if we can make it back to town. Hit up a vendor or two, see if we can pick up a quest, because tomorrow, if I do get to do one more session, I want to see if I can complete a quest or something. Just another point of interest, so mountain and then river right there. Let me stay on the path really quick. I'm gonna turn up my M&M music, if you guys don't mind. Yeah, so what we're all looking at is obviously stuff that needs to be more fleshed out. Like there's no NPCs here. There's probably points of interest missing. So this is definitely not, like, I know some people watch the stream, and even after watching the whole stream, they'll get to a certain point and be like, aha, I knew I wouldn't like this. It's like, all right, dude, come on. Are we being serious right now? No one that's watching right now, but you know, some people that watch the VOD. I think, but again, I'm just looking at over like my experience in the past 2 days. Like I get the announcements that they're gonna have like a flash test, and like sometimes I don't jump out of my seat to join, but once I'm in the world, I'm really enjoying my time in it. And not just from the gameplay, but even the graphics, you know? I guess what I'm saying is, like, if somebody says, hey, come join the fun, there's a playtest happening, and I look at a screenshot, I'm just like, do I really want to play that right now? The answer to that is yes. Yes, I definitely do. And I need to tell my mind to shut up, because if anything, the graphics feel great once you get in here. And screenshots don't do justice. You gotta come in and run around. Yeah, we're going way off the beaten path. I have no idea where I'm at. This is another, looks like a lumber yard. Oh, look. No map, no map, no map, no map. See, you're not gonna get this kind of footage on any other stream. Everyone else is out there doing quests and grouping and having a good old time. We're over here breaking the game. Oh, I think, is that the town? Okay, folks, let's go here. I think we found our way home. There's no shot, no way. That's not Leon. That's like a quarry. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so I was kind of right. That was like a lumber yard, or maybe, but this is a quarry, so maybe these things are connected. Fellwood Plain. Fellwood, get it? So yeah, this is a like a quarry slash a tree harvesting place. And then there's an entrance in there. So this also reminds me of that area in World of Warcraft where they have the what do you call that thing? The quarry. Gosh, my brain. Cliffwood Naze. I have no idea how we're gonna make it back to town at this rate. I've went way too far off the beaten path. Hold on, let me see if I can get my bearings. So Leont is over there. The farm's over here. Oh, we probably went all the way out here. Greenwood. Willowbrook. I don't know. We're just gonna have to keep running. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running. Regardless, I had a great night. It's been a lot of fun. And does anyone know when the playtest comes to an end? I think if it was a true 3-day test, that would mean 5 p.m. Monday, but probably not, because they started at 5 p.m. on Friday, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I would hope that they'd say it runs until Monday at 5 p.m. because that would make it technically 3 days, right? 3-day playtest is 5 p.m. Friday to 5 p.m. Monday, but I highly doubt that's the case. But that would be a really nice treat. If they close down the test tomorrow night at 10, then I'm not going to see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I think I see some life. I see a glimmering light in the distance. Folks, we have civilization. Is that Leon? No way. No way we made it home. We made it home. Oh, it's so good to be home. Oh, this is great. Hey, well, at least we're getting our swimming skill up, hopefully, right? All right, well, this is great news, guys. I'm really excited that we made it home. And if we are where I think we are, we should start hearing the city music any minute. Be warned, it's probably going to be super loud. Yep, we're in Leon. We made it. We made it. What is that? Is that a cat? A bird? That's a bird. What's up, bird? This guy's fishing with his pet. Nice. Another screenshot for the road. So there's about 150 people still on in this zone. Garrick's Gravy and Goods. So this is where the cloth merchant is. This looks like just general needs, like water and food. Actually, you don't need water and food. I just realized that. See, that's why you got to be careful. Like, you can't really compare Adrullan Online to Pantheon or Monsters and Memories. Like, it's very unique in its own way, and in some cases it's only subtly different, but it's different. It's not the same. It's got its own charm, it's got its own vibe, it's got its own mechanics. There's going to be things in here that you really like that Monsters and Memories doesn't have, and there's going to be things in Monsters and Memories that this doesn't have. Flat out. Nice. All right. They do a really good job with the texture work. I mean, can you imagine? It's probably not easy to choose a block style, like graphics art style. And that was loud. And just pull off this level of detail, you know? So this is like a pub. Man, this looks really good. As you may have guessed, we're wrapping up here, guys. It's been really fun. And you can tell by my voice I'm pretty tired, so if anyone's looking for the bard trainer, now you know. But yeah. I've had a blast. Thank you in advance for hanging out. It's officially 4 in the morning, so I'm gonna go catch some Z's. And hopefully I can catch you guys tomorrow, but we'll see. It all depends on whether or not the stream is still live tomorrow. So before I say anything else silly, because I'm so tired, I'm just gonna say thank you again for joining me. This has been Class&Cool, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care.